Yeah. Students, good morning once again. Okay. Again, this is Professor Chetan Jadhav from Mechanical Department, Jain College of Engineering, Belgaum. Just wait for a second. I'll try to use the pointer so that I can explain very clear. So for your semester, that is your fourth semester, I'm going to handle this subject, that is kinematics of machines. Okay. For online, I'm going to handle for all the three divisions. Okay. So the subject name is kinematics of machines. The subject code is 18ME44. Okay. So today I'm going to start with module 1, that is introduction to kinematics of machines. Okay. So before that, let me go through the syllabus of this subject, kinematics of machines. So totally it's having 5 modules, starting from module 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay. So let me know whether my cursor is visible or not. So this pointer, anyone?
They're not clear, sir.
Okay. This highlighted portion is visible, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay. So these are the 5 modules for your syllabus, that is starting from module 1. Okay. If you want in between, you can take a snapshot. Otherwise, it is better to write down a short note. Okay. So please maintain a rough notebook. Wherever required, you can take the headings. Even though I'll give the neat notes. Okay. Already I've written the notes. I'll share the notes in the PDF format, as well as I'll share the PPTs. Okay. So for better understanding, okay, for better involvement, so please note down wherever required, only the heading points. Okay. And the first module is introduction to kinematics of machines and mechanism. Okay. It means it is having two units. The module 1 is having 2 units. One is introduction to kinematics of machines, and one more is mechanisms. Okay. And I hope most of the diploma students have studied this subject in their diploma. So, and the subject name was, I think, theory of machines. Okay. So I think only 2 modules are same. Okay. And the introduction to COM and the CAMS already they have studied in diploma. Okay. So we'll once again revise, no problem. Okay. If any difficulties, we can revise that. And in the first module, in the introduction to kinematics of machines, you are going to study the basic definitions. Okay, what is a kinematic link, what is a kinematic pair, what is a kinematic chain, what is mechanism, structure, and what is a machine, what is the difference between machine and a structure, the degrees of freedom. Okay, so many things you have to study, the basic things in the first unit, that is introduction to kinematics of machines. After studying this introduction part, we'll be going through some application oriented mechanisms. Okay, so based on these definitions only, we are going to build some mechanisms. Okay, so this module 1 carries 2 full questions. You can attempt either from this introduction part, that is unit 1, or the second unit. Yeah? This carries 20 marks, this also carries 20 marks. So there will be choice between the unit 1 and unit 2. Okay, since this module is lengthier compared to other modules, I'll try to complete the first one, unit 1. Okay, then I'll go to the gear trains. Okay, I'll go to this module 5, then CAMS, then second and third. Because module number 1, 4 and 5, they are very much easy compared to other 2 modules. Module number 1, 4 and 5, they are comparatively easy. Okay, So all carries 20 marks, 20 marks, 20, 20, 20, total 100. As I said, module 1 contains 2 units, unit 1 and unit 2. First I will try to complete the unit 1, later we'll start with the gate rates. Okay. The second module is velocity and acceleration analysis of mechanism using 2 methods. One is the graphical method and instantaneous center method. There are 2 methods. Using those methods, you are going to find the velocity and acceleration of a kinematic link or any mechanisms, okay, different parts. It may be a 4-bar chain, it may be a slider crank. Okay. We'll discuss in detail as the subject goes. Okay. And similarly, the module number 3. Again, you are finding the velocity and acceleration of a mechanism, different kinematic links, using analytical method. Using some derivations, some equations, standard equations, you are going to find the velocity, the angular velocity, acceleration, angular acceleration of different kinematic links or elements at different parts. So this is a analytical method and this is a graphical method. Okay. So since compared to graphical method, this instantaneous center method is very much easy. So first we'll try to cover this one. Okay, in the second module. Okay. And the third module is same, in which you are going to find out the velocity and acceleration of a kinematic link using equations, standard equations. And then comes module number 4, cams. Okay. I think in IC engine you have seen these cams to control the motion of intake port and the exhaust port at different timings. Okay. We are going to use the cams and followers. Okay. This carries a single question, that is a 20 marks. Okay. So this is a graphical one. Okay. You are going to draw the displacement diagram, cam profile for different types of followers. The follower may be a knife edge, it may be a roller type, it may be a flat faced. Okay. We'll discuss in detail as we are to start module number 4. Okay. So this model is very much easy because you are going to get standard questions. Whatever I am going to solve in the class, you get the same questions. There may be a small variation in the data. Okay, that much. Okay. And finally, the module number 5. Okay. So this is also very much easy compared to all other 4 modules. This is the easiest module, that is gates and gate trains. Again, it is having 2 units. One is a gauge and the second one is gate trains. Okay. And first we'll try to complete the unit number 2 of this module number 5, that is gate trains, because this is very much easy and you'll get our fixed questions. Okay, like a sun and planet type of gate trains. Okay. So using a tabular method. So this is about overall introduction or a syllabus of this subject, that is kinematics of machines. Okay. And the subject code is 18ME44. If you want, you can take a snapshot of this screen. Okay. Otherwise, you can use a screen recorder so that you can record this class, and whenever you want to revise, you can revise. Okay. So this is about module number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. If this is clear, today I'll start with the first module, that is Introduction to Kinematics of Machines and Mechanisms. Okay. So please parallelly just take a note, just write down so that it will be convenient for you, so that you can involve in the class. Okay. Write down, that is module number 1, Introduction to Kinematics of Machines. Okay. Module number 1, again unit 1, just write unit 1, Introduction to Kinematics of Machines. Okay. Please note down. Shall I continue? Is that clear about the syllabus? Any doubts? Please let me know. If it is clear, you can say yes, otherwise no. Anyone?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Your responses, your feedback is very important.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. So the first module is Introduction to Kinematics of Machines. So I'll take an example of an IC engine. Okay, an IC engine is having a different parts, starting from this cylinder, okay, which is a fixed one. So this is a cylinder, hollow cylinder. So it is not going to move. It is a fixed one. Okay. Inside this cylinder there is a piston, or you can say a slider also. Both are correct. So this piston is going to reciprocate inside the cylinder. It means it is having a linear motion with respect to the cylinder. Okay, and the third link is a connecting rod. Okay, so this connecting rod is connected to this piston with some pin joints. Okay, okay, this connecting rod will be having a semi-rotary motion. You can see it is having an oscillatory type of motion. It is oscillating about this point. Okay. You can say oscillatory type of motion. The type of motion the connecting rod is having is oscillatory or semi-rotary. Okay. And what about this crank? Okay. So this crank is having a rotary type of motion. Correct? Okay. And this is a crankshaft. It is also having a rotary type. Okay. It means in this is one mechanism in which you are going to burn this petrol or diesel. You are converting chemical energy into heat energy, and again this heat energy is going to convert into mechanical. We are converting from a chemical energy into mechanical work or mechanical energy using different parts. Okay, what are those parts? The first part is cylinder, and the second one is piston, third one is connecting rod, and fourth one is crank. Okay, so using these different elements, or you can say parts, we are transferring the motion from one point to another point. Okay, and in this case we are not going to study about what are the forces acting on these elements. Okay, we are bothering only about what is the type of motion, which kind of this piston is having, which type of motion this piston is having. I am going to worry about that one. I am not going to worry what is the force acting on this piston and its connecting rod. Okay, only I'll think about the type of relative motion between two parts. That comes under kinematics of machines. Okay. Let me go in detail. Okay, before that, so before I am going to start with the kinematics of machine, first just take the heading as a theory of machines. Okay, theory of machines. So this is the main heading, that is theory of machines. Under this there are two types. Okay, under this there are two types. For that, so better you can take the classification of this theory of machines. Please write down. Okay. The main heading is theory of machines. Okay. And what is the theory of machine? As I discussed, a theory of machine, it may be defined as it is a branch of a mechanical engineering. Okay. It is a branch of a mechanical engineering in which it deals with study of relative motion between different parts. Okay, as I taken the example of this IC engine. In this IC engine, I am going to study the relative motion between different parts or various parts of a machine. This is also a machine. Okay, and I am going to study the forces which act on them. Okay, as there is a fuel is going to burn inside this a cylinder. Okay, you are going to convert chemical energy into mechanical energy. So that heat energy is going to generate some forces on these different parts, cylinder, piston. Again, this piston will transfer some forces on connecting rod. Okay. So overall, it means if you are going to study both the forces as well as relative motion. How can you define the relative motion? Okay. How can I define a relative motion? So if I am going to consider two parts, that is the cylinder and the piston, cylinder is fixed and the piston is moving. So I can call this as a relative motion. It means out of these two, at least one should be moving. Both cannot be fixed and both cannot be moving. Okay. So there should be a relative motion between two parts. Okay. So in this case, it is a linear type of motion. Since the piston is sliding or reciprocating inside the cylinder, so I can call the type of relative motion is linear. Again, between this piston and the connecting rod, what is the kind of motion? It is a semi-rotary or oscillatory type. Okay. Again, between this connecting rod and this crank, what is the kind of motion? It is again, it is a rotary motion, right? It is a rotary motion. Okay. So only the condition is both the links cannot be fixed. Both the links may be moving, or any one of the link is moving, but both the links should not be fixed. So that one we can call it as the relative motion. Okay. So if you are going to study both relative motion as well as the forces acting on different parts, so that I can call it as theory of machines. That I can call it as a theory of machine. Okay. So if you want, you can take this definition. So this is a study of relative motion between various parts of a machine, as well as it is a study of forces which acting on them. Okay. There are two keywords. If you remember these two keywords, that is the relative motion and the force, that will become the definition of theory of machines. And this theory of machine is having two parts. Okay, two classification you can say. So one is the dynamics and one more is kinematics. Okay, just wait. Okay, so it is having two types. One is dynamics and kinematics. If you are going to only bother about the relative motion, if you are not worrying about the forces, then okay. If you are worrying only about the relative motion, you are not worrying about the forces, then it comes under kinematics. Okay. So how can you define the kinematics? Again, you can say, so kinematics, it is a branch of a theory of machine. Kinematics is a branch of theory of machine in which you are going to study only the relative motion, not the forces. Okay, just take down the definition of this kinematics. Okay, kinematics is a branch of theory of machine in which we are going to study only the relative motion between different parts of a machine, and we are not going to bother about the force acting. Okay, so this is the definition of kinematics. Okay, and if you are going to consider the forces, you are not worrying about the relative motion, whatever may be. It may be a linear, it may be a oscillating, it may be a semi-rotary or rotary. If you are not worrying about the type of motion, and only you are considering the forces which are acting on different parts, that comes under dynamics. Okay, as the name suggests, dynamics means it is a study of forces which are acting on different parts of a machine. Okay, so for your syllabus, the subject is kinematics of machine. Okay, in the next semester you are going to study the dynamics of machines. You can call it as a DOM. So this is the dynamics of machines. In shortcut, you can call as a DOM. So for your syllabus for 4th semester, the subject name is kinematics or kinematics of machines. In shortcut, I can call it as a COM. Again, this dynamics is having two parts. Okay, one is kinetics and statics. Okay, if you are studying the different forces which are acting on a mechanism and such a that, so the parts will be under rest. Okay, when you consider a railway bridge, a railway platform, okay, a bridge connecting between two places over the river. Okay, wherever there is no relative motion, only there is a load bearing elements like bridge, okay, and towers and railway platform. There is no relative motion, and you are going to study the forces, that comes under statics. Okay. And if there is a relative motion, if there is a movement between parts, so you can consider as kinetics. Okay. It means the dynamics is having again two branches. One is kinetics and statics. Okay. So let me give the definition if you want. You can take the snapshot. Okay. So I have discussed with this one, dynamics. So in theory of motion there are two parts, dynamics and kinematics. First one is, it is a branch of theory of machine which deals with the study of forces and their effects. Okay, and there is no relative motion at all. Second one is kinematics. It is a branch of theory of machines which deals with study of relative motion between the machine parts, and there is no forces without considering the effect of forces or mass. Okay. Again, this dynamics is having two parts. One is kinetics and one more is statics. It means kinetics, it is a branch of dynamics in which you have to study the effect of forces When the machine is under motion, the parts of a machine are under motion. When you consider a lathe machine, okay, the headstock will be rotating. Okay, so you can consider that as a kinetics. And one more branch of this dynamics is statics. Again, it is a subdivision of a dynamics in which we have to study the forces on the machine parts under rest. Okay, when you consider the bridges, pillars of a beam or houses, okay, beams of houses, and when you consider a lathe bed of a lathe machine, the lathe bed is stationary. It is carrying the different loads of different parts, and there is no motion. All the parts of our lathe bed are under rest. Okay, so finally, so this is about a classification of theory of machines. For your syllabus, we'll start with this kinematics. If any doubts, please let me know. Otherwise, I'll take another 15 minutes. Since this is an introduction class, I'll not take a full class. Okay, so that it will be convenient to adjust with this subject. So if any doubts till now, please let me know. Otherwise, if you want to take a notes, please take a minute and write down the headings. So if this is clear, I'll start with the actual syllabus of a first module. That is Introduction to Kinetics of Machine. Okay. So this is the outline of the first unit. Okay. So these are the main headings, or you can say highlights, or the outline of the first module. Okay. I'm going to compare this machine mechanisms, kinematic chain with a human body. Okay. Just take the heading as analogy between a human body and machine, so that you can remember this outline. Okay. So you know that a human body is made of a different group of organ system. Okay, different organ system. Again, this organ system is made of different types of organs. Okay, you can take any organ system. It may be a respiratory system. Okay, it may be a digestive system. You can take any organ system. Okay, again this organ system will be having a different group of organs. Again, these organs are made of different group of tissues, different types of tissues. Again, these tissues contains cells. Okay, the basic unit of this human body is cell. Okay, so when there is a group of cells, you can call it as a tissue. When there is a group of tissue, you can call it as a organs. When there is a group of organs, you can call it as an organ system. When there is a group of organ system, completely you can name it as a human body. In a similar manner, the machine is made of different mechanisms. Okay, the machine is made of different mechanisms. Again, the mechanism is made of a different group of kinematic chain. Again, the kinematic chain is made of kinematic pairs, and kinematic pairs are made of kinematic link. Okay, I'll try to give one example. Okay, I'll consider only the IC engine. Okay, so when you consider a bike, okay, it will be, so bike is a machine, right? The bike is a machine. It is having different mechanisms. Okay, what are different mechanisms? One is a braking mechanism. You can say how the brake is going to work. Okay, it is having different parts. Okay, and when you consider a power producing mechanism, that is the IC engine. Okay, so without which you cannot run the bike. Okay, the IC engine is one mechanism which is going to produce the power, and braking mechanism. So one more is, you can call it as a suspension system. Okay, which is having the shock absorbers, springs. It means the machine is made of different types of mechanisms, so that you can run the machine. You can convert input into output. Okay, you can convert input into desired output. The machine is made of different group of mechanisms, Again, in the mechanism, there will be a different group of kinematic chain. The mechanism is not only made of a single chain, it is made of different kinematic chain. Okay, don't worry too much about what is this kinematic chain and all. I'll explain in detail. Only just take the outline. Okay, again the kinematic chain is made of kinematic page. Kinematic page is made of kinematic link. The kinematic link is a basic unit. Okay, in the next slide I am going to explain what is this link, pair, chain, mechanism, machine. So please take at least for 1 minute and write down these headings. The outline is clear, so you can it is easy to remember. Okay, so that there will not be any confusion. So this entire covers the unit 1. Okay, first you have to study what is a kinematic link, definition of kinematic links, types of kinematic links, definition of kinematic page and types of kinematic page, and what is a kinematic chain, and what are different types of kinematic chain, and what is mechanism, types of mechanism, then finally machine. Okay, if you want, you can compare with the human body. Shall I move to the next slide, or if you want a few more seconds?
Yes.
Okay, please take. So this subject is interesting, okay, because only the first module is theory part. Okay, even though it is a theory part, I'll not make it boring because I have different animated images. Okay, I have made the presentation very effectively so that it will be easy to remember. Okay, it is easy to understand. And the remaining modules are only the problematic. Okay, we consider the second module, velocity and acceleration analysis by graphical or instantaneous method. Third module is analytical method. CAMS is again a drawing subject, drawing unit you can call. Okay, and the last one is gate range. Except the first module, the remaining modules are problematic and graphical. Okay, only the first module is theory part. And whatever I am going to give the notes and in the class whatever I am going to explain, same thing you will get in the final exam. Okay, so because you will be getting fixed questions, there will not be any modification in the questions. You will get a fixed questions. Okay. Shall I move to the next one? I'll take another 5 to 10 minutes. I'll try to complete this kinematic link. Okay, it is a basic unit, unit of a machine. Shall I move? Shall I move to the second slide? Next slide.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So first, I'll start the basic unit. As I said, I'll start from this kinematic link. Okay. Just take the heading kinematic link. So keep on writing so that you'll be involved in the class. You'll not feel boring. At least take the headings and definitions. So kinematic link. Before I'm going to explain what is this definition. So again I'm going to consider this internal combustion engine, that is the IC engine. Okay. So it is having different parts, starting from first part is cylinder, which is fixed. Second part is a piston or slider, which is having a linear motion or reciprocating motion. Third part is connecting rod. and fourth one is a crank. Okay. So you can consider crank and crankshaft as a single unit because both are connected with some link or a welding part, because both are moving at a time. Okay. So how can I define this is a mechanism. This is a mechanism which is present inside a bike. If you are to consider the bike as a machine and this IC engine, it acts as a mechanism. Which kind of mechanism? It is a power producing mechanism. Because when you want to burn a fuel, that is a petrol or diesel, it is going to convert the fuel energy or chemical energy into mechanical rotary energy. So using different parts, so this mechanism is made of different parts. What are those parts? Cylinder, piston, connecting rod, crank. So I can call these different parts separate parts. So this is a cylinder. Okay, this is a cylinder block, you can say. This one is fixed. Inside these blocks, it is having 4 blocks, right? 4 hollow blocks. Inside that, the pistons will be sliding. Okay, inside these cylindrical blocks, the piston will be sliding inside and outside. There will be 4 cylinders. Again, these 4 cylinders are connected to 4 different connecting rods. Again, these 4 connecting rods are connected to a single crank. Okay, again this is connected to crankshaft. So this is a crankshaft. Okay, crankshaft. Whenever the word comes crank or crankshaft, it is a rotary motion. Crank will be having a rotary motion. The connecting rod will be having oscillating motion. So how can I define a kinematic link? Okay, a kinematic link you can call it as an element also. Kinematic link or kinematic element is defined as it is a part of a machine. Okay, it is a part of a machine which has relative motion with respect to another machine part. Okay, as I explained in the first slide. Okay, so example is the cylinder is one kinematic link, piston is one element or link, connecting rod is one more kinematic link, and crank is one more kinematic link. It means this machine or mechanism is made of 4 separate parts: cylinder, piston, connecting rod, crank. So I can call these 4 parts as 4 links. Okay. So it means an IC engine is having 4 kinematic links: cylinder, piston, connecting rod, crank. Okay. And what are the conditions? If you want to call these 4 parts as a kinematic link, there should be some conditions. What are those conditions? First one is it should have relative motion with other links. It means both the links which are connected, they should not be fixed. At least one of them should be moving. Then only you can transfer the force. If all the links are fixed, then you cannot transfer the force from this point to this point. It means the first condition is it should have relative motion with other links. Cylinder should have a relative motion with respect to piston. Piston should have some relative motion with respect to connecting rod. Again, connecting rod should have some relative motion with respect to crank. This is the first condition if you want to call these 4 parts as a kinematic link. The second one is it must be capable of transmitting the required forces from one point to another point. It means the purpose of using this kinematic link is to transfer the forces. Okay, it means there should not be any deformation. Okay, when you want to transfer the forces, there should not be any deformation in the piston rod. Otherwise, you will not be able to transfer the desired motion. While transferring the motion, the connecting rod should not bend. Okay, it should not break. It means it must be capable of transmitting the required forces from one point to another point. Okay, these are the 2 conditions. Please take down. So, a kinematic link or element is defined as, so it is a part of a machine. You can consider any machine. You can consider lathe machine. Okay, headstock is a separate link. Okay, and the tool post is separate link. Guideways is a separate link, and tailstock. Okay, all are different links. A kinematic link or element is a part of a machine which has relative motion with respect to another machine part. These are the examples of a IC engine, kinematic links of IC engine. and the two conditions which should be satisfied, then only you can call this as a kinematic link. For the second condition, you can call it as a resistant body. It means all the these four parts should be having a resistant body. You can call it as a resistant body. Resistant means it should be capable of transmitting the required forces from one point to another point. Also, they should be rigid. Rigid means there should not be any deformation. In the micro level, there will be a deformation. Okay, but when you consider a macro level, there should not be a negligible deformation. Then only you can transfer the forces. Okay. So the one more keyword for the second condition is resistant body. The kinematic link should be a resistant body. It means it should be able to transfer the forces. So this is about a kinematic link. This is about kinematic link. So this will be a fixed question. You may get a kinematic pair also, but they'll frame the question in such a way that define kinematic link with some examples and what are the types of kinematic link. In that case, you should be able to draw this figure, name the parts and mention the definition, example and conditions. Then only you will get a full marks. So if this is clear, I will take another 5 minutes and I will go to the types of kinematic link. Okay, I will take another 5 minutes. Please take on the heading, that is types of kinematic link. There are three types. One is a rigid link, flexible link, and one more is fluid link. There are three types of kinematic link. One is a rigid, flexible, fluid. Then what is the meaning of a rigid? Okay. So when you heard the word rigid, so it means there will not be any deformation. Okay. So it means it does not undergo any deformation. You can say negligible. Okay. When you consider a connecting rod, okay, while transferring the forces, it is not going to bend. Okay. When you consider a micro level, there will be a small deformation or extension or compression or shear. But overall, when you consider, it will be having a negligible deformation. So I can call such links as rigid links. You can consider a piston also, connecting rod, crank, all comes under rigid link. Rigid means robust. There will be a negligible deformation. So rigid links are those which does not undergo any deformation or negligible deformation. So those links are called as, you can call as rigid links. Example, connecting rod and crank. Okay. Then I'll go to the second one, that is a flexible link. So better I'll consider this chain sprocket which is present in your bike or bicycles. Okay. So you'll be having your two gears, one is a driver and one more is a driven gear, and both the gears you can consider as a link 1 and link 2. So gear 1 you can consider as a link 1, gear 2 as one more link 2, and both the links are connected with one more link, that is kinematic chain. This is a chain. It is having three links. You can see the kind of motion this chain is having. Okay, the chain is having a partial deformation. Okay, the chain is having a partial deformation. It is not rigid. And consider as a belt drive also, the belt is not rigid, but it is also used to transfer the force from this driver to driven. Hence, I can call this as a kinematic link, but in this case, it is a flexible link because it undergoes a partial deformation. When any link undergoes a partial deformation, and even though it is used to transfer the force or the motion from one point to another point, I can call it as a flexible link. Examples can say belt drives. Belt drives also going to bend, or it is going to have a deformation. Rope drives, chain drives. Okay, wherever there is a deformation or partial deformation, you can call those link as a flexible link. This is about a flexible link, and the last one is a fluid link. Okay. So I think you have seen this this vehicle. So what is the name of this vehicle? Generally you can call it as a dump truck. If you want to unload any sand particles during construction, cement. Okay. So this is a dump truck, and it is connected to a cylinder, a telescopic type of cylinder. And again, inside this telescopic cylinder, there will be a hydraulic oil. Not only this dump truck, when you consider a JCB during the construction work, okay, during the excavation of earth. So you have seen, I think, hydraulic cranes, hydraulic lifters, and these JCBs. Okay, so you are going to control the motion of these different parts of a JCB with the help of a high pressure hydraulic oil. Inside those parts there will be a hydraulic oil. Okay, here also inside this cylinder there is a hydraulic oil, high pressure hydraulic oil. Using that we are going to do some work. Okay, hence I can call that hydraulic oil as a link. In this case it is a fluid link, because using that high pressure hydraulic oil, which is in the form of a liquid, you are transferring the force from one point to another point. So I can call that hydraulic oil as a fluid link. Then how can I define a fluid link? So motion is transmitted through the fluid pressure. If you are using a hydraulic oil and you are transferring the motion using that fluid pressure, so you can call it as fluid link. Example: hydraulic press, hydraulic brakes, jacks. Okay. You are traveling in a car. If you are going to suddenly apply the brakes, inside the brake there will be a hydraulic oil, maybe a disc type of brake or the drum type. So inside that there will be a high pressure hydraulic oil. So that hydraulic oil I can call it as a fluid link. Okay. So all these three types comes under kinematic links. The classifications are types of kinematic links. Okay. So if any doubts in the syllabus or what is the kinematic links, the types of kinematic links, please let me know. Otherwise I am going to wind up today's class. Okay.